Okay, cool. Hi, everybody. My name is Liam Phillips, and this is my co-host today, Julie Merwin from Salt Lake City, Utah, America, the world, this galaxy. And welcome to the No Problems, No Only Possibilities show. And today, Julie has been very brave to come on live with me, so you never know what might happen. Maybe an earthquake or the water level will rise in Salt Lake City or something crazy like that.
The Great Salt Lake will be great.
Yeah, even greater. What else is possible? And I guess just for those people that will see this in the future, we're going to use the clearing statement, which is which is good, bad, right, wrong, pop, pop, or no, short, boys, meals. And if you want to know more about that, go and check out www.theclearingstatement.com. We've talked about it on every other one, so this is number 15, so I'm not going to talk about it again. Oh, I just did.
That's it, you're cut off.
Yes. So, Julie, what's our subject today?
Our subject, if I remember
correctly. There's a nice bit of comfortable distance going on there.
What was our subject? Is normal boring for you?
Yeah. Is normal boring for you? It's a great question.
Normal's boring for me.
Yeah.
But I often try to be normal, which kind of subdues all the energy.
Yeah, we were talking about that earlier on.
Yeah.
Right. Can you give us an example of that?
That I can.
Maybe you can give it the example. Oh no, give your own example, whatever that is. I'm trying to control it now. I'm a control freak. That's quite totally normal, typical.
So I was just noticing this morning, I was teaching a class, and when I am trying to get it right based on other people's points of view, then I start to contract. I start to really pull in all my energy. And what I've noticed, especially on this occasion, is that my voice starts to drop and I get a little bit more monotone and softer and quieter. And usually that creates boring for me, and that creates boring for everybody else too. Mm-hmm. So how does it get better than that? What would it take to not contract and not buy into other people's realities? Try to get it right.
For me, recently, well, let's continue on with that, because it's also sort of like an who does it belong to type situation. It's like when I'm teaching class, sometimes I'm suddenly aware that I'm really fucking bored. And then when I ask who does that belong to, I realize that somebody in the class is either not being present or that they've come to the conclusion that the class is boring. I've done that enough times now to not go into the boredom myself, but to actually just name the elephant in the room. And I'll turn around to everybody and say, well, is anybody bored? Like, I'm totally bored. And as soon as I acknowledge what the energy is, people suddenly become present. Yeah, which is really, so are you bored yet?
So what creates boring?
Well, what creates boring for you?
I think it's, for me, at least one component is probably when I'm not actually asking any questions. Mm-hmm. I'm just kind of like cruising along for the ride. And that's where the energy sort of flatlines and like, I could be asking for more, I'm just not.
What's boring for me is when people talk about stupid stuff. Like, it's really cold outside. Yeah, okay, cool. So, which is question? It's really cold outside. Well, where's the question in that? Could you ask your body to heat up? And like, they make the weather the vital, valuable, and real thing. Like, we had a class in Toronto, and we had people that couldn't get to the class because of bad weather, and it's sort of like, if I want to get to a class, I ain't going to let a snowstorm stop me getting to the class.
I'm getting there come hell or high water.
Exactly. And so it's like choice. And I've seen people that have been stuck in airports, all sorts of weird things, and they have created miracles to get to where they want to go. And I guess that is, for me, that's not boring. Creating a miracle is not boring. Boring is
you
going.
You created one, didn't you? Getting here? Didn't you lose your
hair? Oh, I lost my ticket. What do you call it? Boarding pass. Yeah. And so I went, I didn't even know I'd lost it. And then they said, Liam Phillips, can you please come to the counter? So I rocked up at the counter and they said, would you be willing to take on one of those seats with the extra leg room? And
would you be willing to have an upgrade? Is that okay with you?
Yeah, I said, sure. And they said, here's your ticket. Oh, well, that's good because I've lost my other one.
Yeah. What would it take to create more upgrades in our lives?
Yeah, and there's a question. Yeah. So, what's boring? Repetition is boring for me. So, doing the same thing over and over and over again. And how many of us are doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result?
Oops.
Yeah. I call that an Einstein, because that's what Einstein said. If you're the definition of insanity is when you do something over and over again, expecting a different result. Now, I'd like to point out that he probably came up with that saying because he was doing it. Yeah. So if you think that you are stupid, just look how stupid he was. This is the thing. People see the end result of Einstein, yeah? Right. They didn't see all his stupid mistakes.
All the stumbles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was talking to someone yesterday. Who was it now? I can't remember now. I was talking to someone, someone in New Zealand about hosting a class, and we were looking at getting a really spectacular place. Funnily enough, we've got a really spectacular place. Oh my gosh, it's awesome. For talk to the entities and foundation class here in Salt Lake City, Utah. You're welcome to come. Just jump on the plane. It's only 2 hours from anywhere. And she was saying, "Oh yeah, but Gary and Dane always have these opulent luxury places." And I said, "Yeah, but you've only seen the result of the choices that they've made from 10 years ago. Because when I first started Access, it was like Gary was still doing some of his stuff in scout huts, and so
in what?
In a scout hut,
Scout hut?
Yeah, you know the scouts.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, in a hut,
like a cabin.
A cabin, yeah, a scout cabin. That's this. We need a translator.
Language barrier.
Yeah.
Fucking fun.
So what was I talking about? Oh, I can't remember now. How's it getting better than that?
Oh, where Gary started.
Oh, yeah, doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result. And like often we only ever see the end results of brilliance. We don't see all the blood, quote unquote, blood, sweat and tears. Mm-hmm. Not that it has to be that way. But Gary Douglas started Access Consciousness in a garage. With 7 people. I think Shannon was there, and a couple of massage tables that he borrowed from other people. So yeah.
How does it get better than that?
How does it? So what have we got here? We got any questions? I like that. What would it take to create more upgrades in our life? Yeah, upgrade my classes, my travel, my capacities, etc. I might never have time to be bored again. Yeah, and I think Karen just sums it up there. Is really boredom is when you're not creating, and that's what I do in the classes. So when I name the elephant in the room, then I give the tool. What could you be creating that would take you beyond the boredom? Yeah,
it starts to change everything. I've noticed you do that a couple of times, and I thought it was pretty cool. Because it did, yeah. Well, it was classes that I was participating in.
Oh, okay. On the 990 or something.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, somewhere along the line. And it definitely oh, wait, I wasn't asking any questions. What would I like to get out of this? Like, what would I like to create or change? Or yeah. So, the other thing that popped into my head was that I've noticed, like, you actually mentioned, well, didn't mention it, but like, you said, are you excited yesterday when I picked you up?
Oh, yeah. Are you excited?
And
she had her excited face on.
It was kind of like this.
Oh, come back. That was funny.
So everything that just broke up.
It's right, the magic camera. It does that.
Yeah.
That's how I know when people are bored, because the camera goes weird.
Blur.
So, yeah.
But it started making me think about how entrained I am to subdue my energy. Like, don't be too much, because it could be threatening to people or make them uncomfortable. And like, how many of us do that? Try to keep people happy by being subdued.
Yeah. How many of us have created a boring life because we don't want to rock the boat? Yeah, and everything that is, I like that. Wah, wah, wah. Everything that is will you now destroy and uncreate it. I'm going to steal that. Good, bad, right, wrong, pop, popcorn, ice shot, boy in the neons. It's a wah, wah, wah moment. How many of you have got a wah, wah, wah moment going on in your life? And everything that is, can we destroy and uncreate it all?
Yes, please. Come on, you can do it. Right, wrong, good, bad. All 9. Hot box, shorts, boys, and beyonds. Am I loud enough now, Karen? Where did she go?
Oh, snap. Hey, that was cool. Yeah. Wow. I feel like we've been on this call for like half an hour already. It's been 12 minutes. That's weird.
Yeah. Huh. Are we folding time or something?
I know this morning when I did a podcast with a lady from Italy this morning, and in the middle of the night, I woke up going, there's something really weird with this podcast. What is it? So I checked all the times and dates and everything, and all the times and dates were totally weird, wacky. Salt Lake City was saying it was at 9 o'clock in the morning, and another time and date was saying it was 11 o'clock, and another one was, I didn't know whether I was coming or going. And then I realized that there was something else going on. And this morning the lady contacted me and she said, can we do it earlier? And it was like,
awareness.
Yeah.
I knew I was aware of something. What the hell is it? Yeah.
So how much awareness do you make wrong? Because you can't cognitize it, and everything that is will you now destroy and uncreate it all.
Yes. Right, wrong, good, bad, all 9, pod, poc, shorts, boys, and beyond.
Who's that there? Oh, it looks like you're bobbing up and down. Yeah, like one of those Elvis.
Everybody bob.
Elvis Presley dolls, Oh, we were doing that in the class in Toronto. Yeah. We're doing Return to Sender because I was singing Elvis Presley. Return to Sender.
Not my point of view.
Cool.
So what else?
Yeah, what else? Well, I know we did talk about when people accuse you of being boring a couple of months ago. I won't mention anyone in the room, but they got accused of being boring. It's that entity, the Christmas tree entity. It was accused of being boring. You're a boring Christmas tree. So you want to talk about that, or?
What to say about that?
Putting her on the spot now.
I know, like all jittery all of a sudden. Well, how much of it is like a judgment too? Like how much we buy into the judgment that we're boring, and then create more boring because we bought it, and then we're trying not to be it while being it, right? And you said earlier, like you notice that sometimes when you're facilitating, you get bored, and then you're like, oh, somebody's bored in here. Like, let's ask a question. I realized that actually that happened for me several times, but I didn't actually ask the question to change it. So there we were sort of flatlining and I'm going, please ask a question. Somebody please ask a question. But I
Right.
could have called it out, you know, I could have changed
Yeah,
it in
who's
that
bored?
respect.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
good question.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
cool.
yeah. Who does this boredom belong to?
Mm-hmm. Exactly. So, and how much do like humanoids think they're boring when they're really actually quite interesting and do a lot of stuff?
I was
don't
talking to
acknowledge it.
Shannon O'Hara about that, and I was just talking with her one day. We were just sort of tossing around some stories, and she said, "Oh, I didn't know that about you." And then I continued on with some more. She said, "You should write a book. You've had a really interesting life." And I'm going, "I think it's pretty boring, really."
I thought it was normal.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah. So how many of you have actually thought your life is boring and normal when actually it is way out there and really interesting, fun and exciting?
Yeah.
But you've decided that's what boredom is. Will you now give that up and destroy and uncreate it all?
Yes, please. Am I podpocking?
Yeah,
right, wrong,
you're
good, bad.
podpocker.
All night, podpoc, shorts, boys, and beyonds.
Yeah.
Yeah. And, you know, I was listening to Andrew Gardella the other day. He did a radio show on a similar topic. And he mentioned, like, actually asking, am I actually bored? Because sometimes we, like, misidentify an energy. And he said that when he was learning something, he was having fun. And then when he got better at it and faster at it, then it got boring because he was so quick with it. So he had to actually ask for more. Like he had to keep generating, not just like stop at the, okay, this is good enough. So everything that brings up for you guys, everywhere you've gotten fast and then gotten bored and then gave up the project or gave up the artwork, or because that happened actually for me with the art. I was playing with painting and I was like, okay, I'm bored with this now.
Yeah.
Instead of creating something different. So everything that is, can we uncreate and destroy it?
Yes.
You want to podpoc?
Good, bad, right, wrong, and short boys. Oh, I get it now. So when you do the question, I do the pop-pop. When I do the question, you do the pop-pop. Is that it?
Yeah, why not?
And of course that would change halfway through. Yeah. So and never get boring.
Yeah. Who's it going to be now?
Yeah.
Cool.
And now you pop-popped, or I pop-popped the what I was going to say next, which is really interesting because it's going to change your realities.
Oh crap! Bring it back.
Oh, what was it? I can't remember.
What was it? What wasn't?
Yeah.
See, I always have to create more, or I create shit. Yes, exactly.
Yeah. And as a humanoid, is that Kaylin?
Cherry.
Oh, Sherry. Yeah. Yeah, and that is very true. As a humanoid, if you're not constantly creating, you will create crap. So if you're finding that poor money flows, or disease, or difficult situations are constantly showing up, it's because you're not creating enough. So you have to create crap.
Yeah.
You can't, as a humanoid, you cannot not create. Yeah. So everywhere where you're creating bad relationships to stop you from being bored, will you now destroy and uncreate all of that?
Yes.
Good and bad. Good and bad? Good and bad. Oh, no, it was my question. You have to do the podpoc.
I like the good and bad, though.
Yeah.
Right, wrong, good, bad, all 9 podpoc, shorts, boys, and beyonds.
Yeah. We had a whole one, Matt and I, last year. Yeah, good and bad, all 9 inches, something or other. I can't remember now. It was totally off the scale, you know. We made it more fun. Yeah.
Cool.
So have we got any questions about boredom or normal?
Or comments or awarenesses?
How many of you think that you're normal?
I have a question or a comment.
Who's that?
This is Jackie.
Hi, Jackie.
Where
are you from, Jackie?
I'm from beautiful Vancouver in British Columbia.
Oh, wow, you're just up the road.
I am totally bored with my neighbors. I live in this apartment block and most of them are retired and they complain. about the weather, the snow and the heat and the sun and the aches and the pains, and I want to kill them. And I'm also bored with my clients because I do hypnosis and the bars and SOP, whatever it takes. And I booked this. I used to have the initial session as, initially hour and a half to 2. And then change was happening faster, so I made it 1.5 hours. And now I was noticing change happening in 15, 20 minutes. And now for the 45 minutes of the hour, I'm like twiddling my thumbs and looking at my phone and, oh man.
So, what's your question?
What's my question?
What would you like?
I'm still stuck in the reality of the session should be an hour. So what would it take for me to not focus on the time frame when I'm having a conversation with them and focus on the change that they have the possibility to create?
Yeah, this is something that often happens in an SOP session as well, is that you do an SOP session with someone and it can be very fast and very quick, and they become a lot of space, and then it becomes boring because that's where they're happy being in this 10 seconds. That's where you can actually start the session again and invite them to something even more. So are you willing to invite them further?
Oh, wow. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's because the session is done. Yeah. You can say, like, the session's done. You're often in like they took to the entities class on Sunday. The class was oh no, it was Saturday afternoon. The class had finished at about 4:30, and then I was just talking for an hour and a half, just filling in time. And but I knew that there was one more question there. So for me, I just kept on talking, and then about 5:30, I said, "Hey, look, the class finished about an hour ago," and everybody went, "Uh-huh." and I said, "But I'm still talking. There's still another question there. What is that?" Yeah. And then we started to talk about entities and relationships, and we started on a really fascinating conversation, which went further on into the telecall that I did that evening as well. So it added to my life and added to all the people that were on the call and whoever watched that call in the future. So an SOP session should be, or a bar session should be, as much about you as it is about the change that the person is being on the table. So what if you ask, what can I receive from this session too?
Oh, I love that question.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that. Okay.
And then, because if you're not involved with creating your life, it gets boring.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you. Wow.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
Great question, by the way. Thank you.
Thank you.
You can always ask for people who are asking for more to show up too, in terms of clients or classes.
Yeah.
People are willing to choose a little bit further.
And are you willing to receive money from people who are boring? True.
No.
Everything that is really now destroy and uncreate it all.
Well, it happened to me about 10 days ago. I had 2 clients, 500 each, and one did not quit smoking, and the other did not come back for his follow-up session, and they both paid me the $500, and I was getting irritated and agitated because for me, they did not make the change, and I was receiving the money for
Are you superior bitch or what?
Sorry?
Are you being superior or what?
Yeah.
It's their choice whether they have to change. They might have just been there to give you money. One of the first questions that I found really, really exciting for me is, does this person want to change? Will they change? They say they want to change. They say they want to give up smoking. 90% of people don't.
Yeah.
Maybe they just want to give up the judgment of smoking.
Yeah. How many people smoke because they're bored? Oh my God, I used to smoke a pack a day because I was so friggin' bored. We didn't have internet in those days. Now I'm showing my age. Back in the old century, last century, where there was no internet.
Middle Ages.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Cool. So when you're bored, it's like it just means that you're stepping out of creation. And we all know that there are 4 elements to creation. It's choice, possibility, contribution, and question. And so if you're getting bored, the one thing that you're not doing is going into question. And then poking the bear, poking the boredom. Ooh.
Yeah.
Wow, that's huge. Thank you.
That now I remember what it was. Is it all right if I touch your leg?
I guess
Okay. Oh, my knees. Okay. So I've gone all silly now. I've forgotten the question.
Sorry, brain
again.
left the station.
Yeah, it's we're talking about boredom. I can't keep that thing in my head. It just keeps going away. So maybe it doesn't.
Yeah, maybe they don't want to know.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. Yeah, because then if they did know about it, then probably their classes would get bigger.
Yeah.
And they wouldn't want to know about that.
Oh, shut up. Come on.
Okay, cool. So it's like a lot of, when you're in class, how many of you find sometimes that class creation is boring? And I don't know what to do anymore. I'm not quite sure where to go with this. What if that was because your class has just suddenly expanded to a new level?
Just like the SOP.
Just like the SOP.
Yeah.
Thank you. That's good. Yeah. So then to go into question. And let the class do the work. It's an entity. You've created it. And then ask these 3 questions. What does the class require of me? What does the class need of me? And what does the class desire of me? And don't ask those questions when you have a relationship going on.
Don't do that. That'd be bad.
Especially if you're a woman and you've got a man that is needy.
I don't have a man, so.
Oh, there you go. Well, what are the lucky ones then?
You ask yourself.
Yeah.
What
do I need of me? Yeah.
Cool. What else?
Awesome. I think we're getting close. Yes, it's 1:29. You got a minute if anyone else has a...
The other thought I had for you, Jackie, was about like not tying the money to the amount of time. It's like, how much change can people get quickly? What if the change was actually what was valuable?
I'm still stuck in the old story of, hypnosis has to be this. And so these are essentially, sorry?
I said, you paid for an hour, we'll give you an hour.
Yeah.
Your money's worth. Yeah.
What would it take?
Really, what are they there for?
Yeah.
Well, where have you hypnotized yourself into that point of view?
Oh, that's good. Oops.
Everything that is really now destroy and uncreate it all.
Yes.
Right, wrong, good, bad, all 9, pun, fuck, shorts, boys, and yawns.
Yeah. And all the hypnotherapy that has been done to you or you've done on yourself, never to have a different possibility, will you now destroy and uncreate all of that?
Oh, gosh, yeah.
Right, wrong, good, bad, all 9, pun, fuck, shorts, boys, and yawns. That blanked my head out. Yeah.
Somebody asked me on the weekend, I put my prices up to $400, which is really cool. And then somebody said, the next day they said, can I still have it at 350? And I said, only if you pay me $350 cash. And I also had this thing going on in my head. I'm going to charge people more money that piss me off. And there was that sort of energy in my head as well. And she wasn't really interested in a session anyway. She just wanted to make a connection with me and talk to me, and she was using the money thing to connect with me. How many people are just talking to you because they want to make a connection with you and feel good with you? Because when you're with you, they feel good. Or you could ask them what's their agenda. Yeah.
They feel good with you. Can I have the money now,
Can I have
please?
the money now, please? Exactly. Yeah.
So can I ask those questions in my head, or what's the agenda kind of
No,
thing?
you can't, but everyone else can.
Shut up, Liam. Stop it.
I was just saying, don't tell anyone their secret, but Andrew and I have the 100K Club, and there are a lot of very interesting point of view comments on that club. And so Andrew and I, in the background, we often ask questions about this particular comment or that particular comment. We're not asking it from judgment. We're asking it because there is an energy that's attached to these questions. So we just ask questions like, what is this person's agenda?
Oh, okay.
And we just ask each other that. What's this person's agenda? And sometimes it comes up and sometimes it doesn't. But the next day, they basically tell us what their agenda is.
Holy shit. Wow.
And so how many of you are asking these questions thinking that you're going to get the person telling you what their agenda is?
You mean like
immediately.
Asking out loud?
Yeah, saying it out loud or asking them out loud. It's just a question. Go away and create your life, and then it will show up.
Yeah.
Listen to the energy, not so much the words coming out of their mouth.
Okay.
I want to give up smoking. Oh, wow, really?
There you
What
go.
was that? Yeah, lie, 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 lie. How do you know it's a lie? Because it will feel heavy. You'll get a sense of heaviness. And that's not wrong.
Yeah, just awareness.
Yeah.
And then again, you can ask the questions, like, well, what are their agendas with that? Again, not out loud, just in your head, so that where they're functioning from, and what other questions you could ask that might change it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
So how many of you have got an agenda with boredom and everything that is really now destroy and uncreate it all?
Right on. All night, Pod Talk Shorts, boys.
Yeah, how many of you get to motivate you out of that situation? Everything that is really now destroy and uncreate it all.
Right, get that all night, Pod Talk Shorts, boys and beyonds. I had to think about what you said for a second. Huh. Say it again. How many of you get bored?
To get out of a sticky situation.
How does that work?
I don't know. It just popped out of my mouth.
Oh, to get motivated.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you judge yourself for being bored, so then you motivate to do something else, right? Because motivation is based in judgment. You couldn't just choose something else. You have to judge yourself and then choose. Not that I've ever done that.
No. And nor have I, because we're both certified facilitators.
And we're perfect in every way.
And we're perfect in every way. Yeah. So, Julie, we've got a couple of things coming up over the weekend. And do you want to...
If I can remember them all? Yeah. So we've got a bars class tomorrow, tomorrow's 15th.
Yeah!
Kaylin's
well, at
coming.
least someone's happy.
Woo!
And then the following day, so the 16th, Liam is doing the Talk to the Entities intro class.
Yep, that's me. Oh, the video doesn't want to come up. Kayleen is pulling so much energy. Oh, there you go. Cool. Look, there she's done it.
So Talk to the Entities intro, and that actually has no prerequisites.
Yeah.
So come!
Yeah, so come along. You have to be out. You have to be breathing. Oh no, you don't even have to be breathing.
No, you don't even.
Oh
need
my
a body.
God, you don't even need a body, but you do need the money. That's the only prerequisite. Yeah, $75 unless I don't like you, then it's $175.
So you better get it right.
Yeah.
Right, wrong, kid, bad, all nine, putt, puck, shorts, boys, and beyonds. And then what do we have? 2 more days of Talk to the Entities.
Yep. Intense talk to the entities.
Deep dive in. And then the following weekend, the 23rd through the 26th, we're doing a foundation class.
Yep. Well, and Kayleen's excited about that. And it will be in this fabulous place. We've got like 3 different places we can do it in the lounge. If we have a small group. If we have a big group, we've got like 60 chairs sitting over there. And if we've got a medium-sized group, we'll do it in the cinema.
Yeah.
We've got a cinema.
Got a theater room. Big, comfy, lazy boy chairs.
Yeah.
So, yeah. And I love that they set up all those chairs because they're really pulling energy for us.
Yeah. That doesn't get any better than that. Now, can we fill that not just with entities?
Right.
But entities with bodies and money.
Yes, please.
Cool. Awesome. And if you want to contact either of us, you can contact Julie. How?
Let's see. My email address is jlsmerwin, MERWIN @hotmail.com. You could give me a call. My phone number is 801-557-7033. And
yeah,
just talk to me.
Well, you know how to contact me.
Julie, I had a quick question.
If you're watching this, you know how to contact me.
Julie, I had a quick question.
Yeah, what's that?
So when you said...
Oh, that's nice. Oh, just forget about me.
Come back, Liam, come back.
You're not as beautiful as her.
Oh, yeah, thank you. Okay.
Thank you.
So Julie, when you said all those chairs are put out and they're pulling energy for us.
So the people that own this space here had set up like, what is that? Probably 30 chairs for us last night. More than that, more than 30. So, and they were just really excited to have us. Like they totally took care of us and, you know, everything's just... you know, clean and beautiful. Water, and candles,
2 toilets, candles. We've even got mystical, magical music on the go all the time. How does it get any better than that?
Yeah. So what would it take to receive even more contribution?
Yeah.
Like who else wants to, who can you receive contribution from? Who can you gift contribution to? And what would it take to open up the doors to receiving even more?
I'm noticing that I feel contracted, like I've set a bars class for the 24th and I had one last month. And even before I get into my head, where am I going to get the massage tables from? And like I get into my head and I feel so stuck. And I have an upcoming bars class again. And even before I can post, I'm like, where will I find the massage tables and where will I'm like, what the hell is going on?
You've mentioned this word stuck 3 times now. You've got to be really aware of what's coming out of your own mouth, because that's exactly the point of view that's creating your reality. So go away and use this clearing. What stupidity am I using with the stuckness I am choosing? Or with the new stuff that's coming up with Access at the moment is about lies. So what lies are you using with the stuckness are you choosing?
Is it even your stuckness?
Can feel it right here, even as you're asking. It's like, oh my gosh.
Yeah. Who does it belong to?
What if it's not stuckness? What if you've misidentified and misapplied it? What if it's something else?
Well, let's just go back. It's Julie nailed it on the head, because you said feeling. Your words will give you away, honey. So listen to the words that are coming out of your mouth, because when you say I feel it, is a feeling real and true? No. So it's not yours. Oh, I'll give you the answer. Pop.
One of the things I've noticed, Jackie, in creating classes is that a lot of times I'm very aware of what people are bringing to class. And if I don't ask who does it belong to, I think it's my stuckness. But oftentimes they're coming to a bars class to get unstuck. Like that's why they're showing up. So you're being aware of all their heavy energies that they're bringing.
Okay.
And what can you contribute to changing that?
Oh my God, shivers.
Yeah. So
So,
you buy it. What could you contribute to changing it?
and how could you use that in your advertising? Would you like to get unstuck from this reality? Yeah. Do you feel stuck in this reality? Do you feel like there's nowhere else to go, or you're just stuck and you can't do anything? Because this is where you're actually aware of something. How can you use your awareness to your advantage?
Wow, thank you.
It's just like, it's exactly the same thing, except for when I'm aware of boredom in the class, I speak to the boredom. When you're aware of the stuckness, who's this, and how can I use it to my advantage?
Wow. Thank you. So grateful for you guys.
Yeah, I'm so grateful for Julie too. It's been a fascinating conversation. Yeah. And it's our first class that we facilitated together in the same room. And I got to touch her knee.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow.
I got to touch mine too.
Oh my gosh.
Thank you.
Cool.
Thank you so much, guys.
Awesome. And we'll see some of you over the weekend or next week. And like, I know many of you are out of town, but man, if you haven't been to Salt Lake City, you haven't lived yet. It is amazing. As you fly in, it's like a Christmas tree. And then when you wake up in the morning and you actually see what is available here in nature, it's just gobsmacking.
Yeah. We have some really beautiful mountains.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Lots of outdoor fun stuff to do.
Yeah. Cool.
The next stop should be Vancouver, Julie and Liam.
Yeah, maybe.
Let's do it.
Okay.
What would it take?
Yeah.
Thank
Beautiful.
you.
Thank you so much.
Bye-bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Oh, I've forgotten how to do this.